Hi, welcome to the It's All About the Yarn podcast, episode 5. My name is Kate, and I'm coming to you from southeastern Idaho, where I live out in the country amongst all the potato farms. It's a beautiful day, blue skies, sunshine, 60 degrees. That's quite nice that spring is finally showing its head or whatever. We've had this weather all week, so it's been quite pleasant. I spent a few times just sitting outside knitting and listening to the birds, and that was really quite fun. So to start off with, let's see if I can go a little bit further. I know you're all going to want to know what I'm knitting, although this is a sweater that is probably 35 years old. I no longer even have the pattern, but you still might want to see it, see what the design looks like. It's a cotton linen blend with the natural colors, and it is pearl cotton with the little colors that do the little rows like this. It's a slip stitch pattern, but it's really the only summer sweater that I have. So I thought I'd share that today. So today I have for you a few finished objects. Of course, lots of work in progress, some new books, some spinning, so we'll take it from there. My first finished project is the finger print cardigan. I better grab my notes because I made a mistake. I'm actually coming to you from my art room because it's just the best place to film right now. Let's see if I can find them. Well, it couldn't be that bad or that long ago. Okay, here it is. Okay. It's called the finger paint. Not cardigan, pulled over. It's a little baby sweater. It's designed by Sandy Rosner. You can get it on Ravelry. It was a Knit Picks kit. It's using Knit Picks Heatherly Sport and Key Lime, Snowflake, and Cabana. It was very easy to make. It was very cute. I had tons of yarn left over, so I decided I'd make a little hat to go with it. So that's a baby gift for a friend. And so I thought it was really cute. What I really liked is how these stripes are smaller than these stripes. And I want to make an adult size. And I was thinking, oh, I could probably do that with the Toasted Tea. That pattern by Rebecca Clow that I purchased. I haven't made anything out of yet, but that's that finished object. The next finished object I have is, you've probably seen a million times. No, it's not the ranunculus. It's the Sophie scarf, okay? This is the fourth one I've actually made. It's actually made from, I'm going to put the yarns in the show notes because I did not write them down. I didn't go look them up. I know one of them, it was a one of the kind silk mohair from a shop in Oregon, and then the other one was some undercover otter that I had bought for a Steve and West mystery knit along that I failed at some repurposing the yarn, but the silk mohair was multicolored, so you can see all the multicolors that came out with it. So instead of it just being solid, it's got these color changes, and I kind of just like to wear it like this. My neck gets cold in the wintertime, and so that's how I wear it. But I really, like I said, this is my fourth one, so love knitting the pattern, and this one was pleasure. The mohair was really nice. So that is my second and final finished object. The rest of my things are work in progress, and I have left my main work in progress. Oh no, I did bring it in here. I was knitting on it, so I didn't know if I brought it back there. This is called Baby Shane's Blanket, okay? And let me see if I don't think I Sometimes I like to take the pattern so I can show you the pattern, and I do not think the pattern's here. So anyways, this is Baby Shane's blanket, but what it is, it's a triangle. Okay, so you can see how it's decreasing. So there's 4 triangles that then put together. I'm knitting it out of Cascade 220 Superwash. And let's see if I wrote those notes down in colors. Yeah. No matter how many notes you write down, you always leave something out. At least I have so far. And I have not written it. Maybe I've written down what it was, but I did not write what the colors were. So those will be in the show notes in case you're interested in these colors. I think right now it looks like a rugby shirt, but it will be cute when it's done. So that's Baby Shane's blanket, which is the main thing that I'm working on. Okay. So let me grab my bag here. I have stuff, as most people when they're doing a podcast, you have stuff strewn all around you. When I saw these, I didn't saw them on Kevin and Ray's podcast. I saw it on somebody else's podcast. But when I saw the Emotional Support Chicken, I think it was Finished Knitting Stories. Yes, I thought, I need one of those. So I haven't done much out of it. I just started it. I got one of the feathers done, but I am making it using this hand spun that I made. It's kind of like a silk mohair, some kind of silk mohair blend. So I've started on the second one, but haven't done too much of it. But I am making it an emotional support chicken because I can, and it just seems like so much fun. And it was funny because here's a funny story: is my husband, we're sitting out in the living room, and a lot of times I watch podcasts on the TV, and so he sees a couple ladies from England. I can't remember exact their podcast name at this moment. And there is their emotional support chicken and sitting in the back. And he goes, "Does everybody have an emotional support chicken?" So I had to laugh that he had noticed enough, because he's just sitting there in the background, not really watching things. And so I thought that was kind of funny. Alrighty, let's see. The thing I'm looking for, of course, has done a walkabout, so maybe I don't have it in here, so we'll skip it till next time. Whoop, there it is, buried under the spinning content. So I have it in this bag that I got off the internet. I don't know who the person is. But it is this Curry and Poncho by Amy Palco. That's what the pattern looks like. Well, here's a better picture. So anyways, I am knitting it out of some red silk merino from Blue Savannah and some silk mohair from Knitting for Olive. And so I don't have a lot done. I got the neck and I'm starting to do all the increases going down, so it might be a while before I have this finished, but I am enjoying the pattern. It's very easy to do, and who doesn't like knitting with silk mohair? Well, if you haven't knit with it or you're allergic, you probably wouldn't like knitting it, but for the rest of it, it's just pure pleasure. Okay, so those are 2 main projects, or 3 with the chicken. And so other things I have that I'm toying with doing is this pattern is called, where's the beginning? Okay, the pattern apparently has so many pages, and I don't have the beginning unless it's stuck in amongst these. Well, it's called Smoke something. Not Smokehouse, Smoke something though. And of course, when you print out a pattern, it doesn't have that name mentioned more than on the first page, but It's this vest, okay? Like I say, once again, I'll put it in the show notes. This vest, and it's done in black, and it has a little bit of cabling on it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but I have started doing a swatch. Started doing a swatch for that, and I was going to use this yarn by Harrisville Designs. They have a line of, it's very black, needless to say, nightshades. And it's like, I don't know how many colors it comes in, 10, 8, or whatever, but they progressively look a little bit lighter, like they have other fibers in that. And this particular one is called, where is it? It's called 1257. So why is 1257 is anyone's guess. You know, I'm guessing they started at 12 o'clock or went away. But what I have is I have 3 of the blacks, and what I'm planning on doing is doing a swatch in all 3 of them and seeing which one I like. And the same yarn, so the fabric should be the same. But I just want to see what the color looks like. And you can't really see the cable. One of the cables is right there. It's just a simple cable. So you know how knitting with black is. So I'm not surprised if you can't see it. So that's a future project, and my next future that I'm getting that I want to make, that I'm doing a swatch for, and that is Jennifer Berg Sheep Camp sweater. I am doing it in these colors, which is different from the original. These 2 colors, the sweater base, the main color is going to be the red, and then those arrowheads are going. I always thought they were feathers, but I found out they're arrowheads, and that's going to be in the gold. And so I'm also swatching that to see, and so that's still working on the swatch for that. Need to do a color work swatch and so forth. But those are future knitting plans. And so I've also been spinning a lot. I've been having I had major problems with my back, and I've been laid up and haven't been able to do too much. And so, I spun this. This was a colorway from a retreat, and so hand dyed by somebody, but I don't know who, because it was a dark price, but it's kind of a peachy shade. It's kind of just like a Romney thing, and I just put it with my stash and it'll go with something. And then this one was called, I always want to call it Embers, but that's the wrong name. But I'll put it in the show notes. I think it was dyed by Fibery Grandmother. But it's got a lot of deep, rich colors in it. And I wound it into a ball because, one, I needed bobbins. And 2, I think I would like to get another braid of it. So, and they have a shop online, so I will do that. These 2, well, you only need to look at one of them. But I'm just trying to figure out which one will show the colorway. It's a lot of reds and purples and brown, okay? And these are just singles. I got 2 of them so far. But I'm going I talked to the dyers, my friend Judy Gunn from, Judy's Novelty Wool is her site. But maybe you can see some of the colors when you look at it that way, okay? But once again, I want to do a 3-ply, so I want another braid. So they're waiting. So that's why they're all wound into balls. And so right now what I'm spinning is this beautiful stuff I bought at Rhinebeck from the Sheep Shed. And it is, I don't know how lovely you can tell what this is, but it is Rambouillet and silk, and it's just lovely. I have spun some of it because I bought a pound, I think. And this is the first skein that's come off the wheel. And it's just a really fine 2-ply. It's very pretty. Has a nice little sheen to it. I don't know if that's going to come off in the camera or not, but it turned out lovely. So very pleased with that, and then I'll spin the rest of that. So that's what's happening with spinning. Oh, I have one more project I forgot about. or what's not. It's a kind of a delayed project. Maybe you've never done this, but I saw a post for these socks. Okay, I know I got the pattern here. Let me grab it. These Wabi Sabi socks, okay? On Instagram. But they weren't done in those colors. They were done in bright pinks, turquoise, yellows, just like, whoa, I need to make those. So I didn't read the post very well. So here's what happened. So these are kind of they were better when they were in skein form, but okay, so that's some of the colors, and then here's two more. So all those colors, right? And so I sat down with the pattern trying to figure out where they fit, and it just didn't make sense. You know, I needed the guideline from the original post. So I went and looked at the original post that Mia from Vicky Vera wrote, and what she said is she used this colorway, and she used another colorway, and she used a solid color of one of the yarns. So needless to say, I don't have enough yarn, I don't have the yarns to actually make these the way I want to make them. So, and she's in Sweden, so it's going to takes a little while to get yarn from Sweden. So I since have ordered the extra colors, and we'll be able to make the wild and crazy Wabi Sabi socks. But you can look at the pattern, you can see something fell. Water bottle or a spray bottle. So here's the pattern. You can see where the color is changing. Sometimes the top color, sometimes the background color. And imagine them in wild colors, and you'll see what I'm thinking of making. So what else did I have here? Oh, I had some books that I wanted to share. If you haven't seen this book, oh my gosh. These animals are just the cutest things you've ever seen. You can see just by the cover, look at the face on the sheep and the pig and all the rest of them. And some of them have, this is the male guy who brings the mail. He's got his own pouch with his mail in it. They all have clothes. Let me see if I can grab one. Yeah, that's Tino the wolf, and this is how he goes. Isn't that just so cute? I saw someone do the sheep on some podcast. They were showing the sheep, so then I had to go buy the book. I had heard about it. I mean, the sheep has this dress on. Isn't it cute? It's just the most darling little thing. So there's sheep, and there's a pig, and there's a buffalo, and I mean, look at this buffalo. He comes with his own camera. Or well, he has a camera on him. I guess the designer had to buy this little camera, but there's a squirrel. I mean, yeah, it's just, and Moosh, this is Moosh, okay? So it's Moosh and Friends. If that's how it's pronounced, I don't know. That's how I'm pronouncing. But, you know, he has his long coat and his pants. And so anyway, it's called Moosh and Friends. It was published by Lion Publishing, but it is Cynthia Vallette. Cynthia Vallette is the author, but you can find it most places. I think I bought it from Will & Company, a shop in Illinois. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you was this one. It's on natural dyeing, grow your own color. I have many books on natural dyeing, and I've done just a little bit in my life, but this one's really nice. She goes through, all the plants, the flowers, recipes. It's a nice little thing, and it's by Rebecca Desnos. Okay, she's on Instagram. That's where I follow her from, and it was nice seeing, because not only is she dyeing, she's dyeing fabric a lot. Because she dyed fabric, she dyed these flowers on it. It just looks amazing. Just amazing. So it is really kind of a fun book, and if you're interested in dyeing at all, you will really enjoy it. The next thing I've got here that came out is Knit a Box of Socks by Julie Ann. Oh, I cannot say her name. Sorry. I'm sure I will butcher that name. Okay, but that's it. Available on Amazon. It's got a lot of pretty beginner socks, pretty beginner patterns. The only, what I would say, thing I didn't like is that she, how do I want to put it? Relied heavily on speckled yarns. There are so many socks here that are just speckled. But then there's cute ones. So, I mean, it's not something I wouldn't recommend. But that's the only thing that I didn't like. I'm not a big sock speckled fan. So, I mean, these are pineapples. Let's see what else I can show you that's fun. Good instructions. And of course, I want to make the sheep socks, of course, because I'm such a big sheep person. So there's sheep, and and then there's plain looking ones, and like I said, up, toe up, cuff down, a lot knit with speckled yarn. Instructions seem good. I kind of like these. Wanted a few more difficult, not difficult, but more interesting patterns than just vanilla socks would have been my choice. And so that is the pumpkin spice latte pair. And I thought those were cute. Those are very cute. She's got some shorties, some rainbow socks. Here she shows them. They're shorties, but I thought those were nice with the black. If you're at all into sock knitting, you'll get something out of this book. This one is gingerbread latte, and there's like a cable going down it. But once again, it would look better if it wasn't in speckled yarn. You'd see that cable better. But it's a nice book. There's a couple fades in here. Like this is a scrappy fade, but mostly with speckled yarns. I like the snowflakes. Okay, the only thing I didn't like about this is they don't show what the sock looks like. Like, what's the middle of the sock look like on a foot? Just trying. I thought these were cute. I would do them in a different color, but I thought those were cute. Just little scallopy things. But nice book. You'll find it on Amazon at a discount, so it's pretty good. And the last book I had to share is the Arctic Knits. And that is by the Petite Knitter. She lives up in the Canadian Arctic. You may have seen her work online. It's always done in neutrals. This book has, I wonder if it says that right there up front. I don't know. No, I won't be able to find the page that that's on. But it has hats, gloves, mittens, cardigans, pullovers. No cardigans. I don't think there's any cardigans. I think they're all pullovers. But the sweaters are cute. I mean, the only thing that I would prefer, the critic in me is coming out, is a lot of the photography is so stylized that you don't know exactly what the sweater looks like. Like that particular sweater, the photography is always from behind. I mean, here it shows the man and the woman in the piece and in the hats too. I would like to have seen the fronts of the sweater. Even though they're probably the same, that's just, my particular peeve. Here shows the same hat done in grays and then in browns. That's kind of nice to see that difference. They aren't all done in the same kind of yarn. They're done in different yarns. Like here's this sweater where the background color is brown and everything's lighter. But like I said, once again, no front views of the sweater. This one actually has a schematic, which I find helpful. And of course, I think that's the one that maybe does have a front view, so I lied. Here's a front view with all the color work. Let's see, what else can we see? And then the mittens, all sorts of mittens. The paper this is done on is very matte. It's very nice. I've been told that this book sold out, but they're on to their second printing. So this one, I think, has llamas in it. I think those are llamas. for that pattern. So I think there's 4 sweaters, maybe 4 hats and 4 mittens. I mean, there's quite a bit in here because she usually takes the motifs from the sweaters and also puts them on hats. And then socks, of course. I think she's famous for doing this on the net, and that is showing a sock. Okay. Can't find the sock I'm looking for. Okay. Like, she's always doing this. Like, she does 2 colors, but she does the other sock in the opposite colors, which is kind of fun. Those were the snow dust socks. Okay, let's see if I can see a different one. And she did that with the mittens too. So there's the mittens in the opposite form. Not everybody would like that, but it doesn't matter. You can just change it. And there's a snow dust hat. The hats look like they're generous, like they aren't too short. And here's the Dorset socks, which are opposite again. Brown heels and toes, and then gray heels and toes. But the photography is beautiful. It's all set in where she lives. And so that, in that sense, it's a beautiful book. I don't have any problem highly recommending this book if you're into neutrals. And well, you wouldn't have to make them neutral. You could make those colorful if you wanted to. Here shows the llama sweater, and then it shows it with a white background or a dark background. I kind of like that, so that gives you a different, how well are you going to see it versus one or the other. So very nice book. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it. And of course, now when I get into the bottom of the books, I find future things that I want to do badly. And that is the Starry Night Cowl. Okay, let me show you a better picture of it. This was advertised by Jimmy Bean's Wool, which is a yarn shop in Reno, Nevada. Oh, I don't think there's a better picture of it. Maybe just online. This is just the charts. Okay, the pattern doesn't show you any fabulous pictures, except for this little dinky one. You can see that there's a home, mountain, stars and stuff, and it's done in Malabrigo Rios. But when I went there, they didn't have the yarn. And I'm thinking, why are you launching something and don't have the yarn? But it wasn't really their launch. They were advertising it. And then it dawned on me, well, you don't have to buy the yarn there. So I went somewhere else and ordered it. So I am looking forward to doing that. I'm not even really a cowl person, but it's just so gorgeous, and the colors are me, and so on and so forth. And then the last thing that I have decided to do is the Mahina cardigan. You can see it right there. There's the name, and there is the cardigan. And it has just a little bit of lace at the bottom of the cardigan, and then a little bit of lace on the sleeves. My friend Jana from Purl Together's podcast is doing a knit along with this, and I thought, well, that's a nice simple sweater. I could keep up. Notoriously, knit alongs turn into whips for me, long time whips. But I watched the podcast that she talked about it on, and got to meet the designer, and got to meet the person from Barocco, I think it's Barocco, who talked about how this yarn is made. It's kind of like a recycled yarn. So I found all of that, to be actually quite fascinating. So I just signed up for that and ordered the yarn. I'm not going to make it in red. I'm going to make it in blue. So it's kind of like one of those cardigans that you can wear with jeans. So I think it'll be very versatile because, you know, it's fairly simple, and it it's not gonna be difficult to knit. And so when you do a knit along with Jana, she does videos all the time. Like she'll do a video on that lace and give you techniques on making lace, which I shouldn't have a problem with that. I've done enough lace, so that should be pretty cool. So the other thing that I really want to learn how to do brioche. Keep buying patterns that have brioche in them, and I don't know how to. I tried doing it in a hat, and then and I understand the technique, but I just got into a mess. Like when it got together, I never knew where the start was, and so the beginning and ending is real wonky, and I don't know how to fix it. So, anyways, since I thought, you know, just make it front and center, make it the thing you're going to want to do. So I decided I would go to Stephen West's site because I know he has a class on it. So that's what I did today. I signed up for his brioche class, and I'm going to do all the samples that he has, and I'm going to figure this out because I love the look of it. I have a couple patterns. Andrea Mowry's new pattern has just a little bit of brioche in it, and so I want to be able to do that at some point. So instead of dwelling on the fact like, oh, I can't do it because it's brioche, no, I think I'm going to learn. So I feel good about that. I'll let you know how my progress is going next time. Hopefully it won't be too long. And I hope all your stitches are, I'm sure there's some cute phrase I could say, which I should have thought of before I left. But hope your knitting's going well. I hope you're having a good time with it. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, I should say, okay, one other thing, which I always forget, is if you want to find me on the internet, I'm listed under Kate Spin on Instagram and Ravelry and Facebook if you wanted to go there. And if you found the content interesting, click on the subscribe button so you know when I post next because it's not that regular. And have a great day.